Recently, Breanna Stewart, one of the WNBA's biggest stars, dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark that's got people talking, and for good reason.
Clark is the biggest WNBA player in the world. Her talent and influence on women's basketball have been so undeniable that she is the main topic of fans and media alike, and very recently a two-time MVP. So join me as I walk you through what WNBA star Breanna Stewart had to say about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's impact in women's basketball has been explosive in just one season as a pro. Her talents and influence have shaken the landscape of what was believed to be the ceiling for women's basketball. Little wonder why everyone is talking about her or using her name to keep themselves relevant. In 28 years of the league's existence, no one has seen this level of influence from a veteran, not to mention a rookie. Obviously, several amazing talents have graced the WNBA, with the legendary Kobe Bryant even publicly admitting that legends like players Diana Taurasi, Maya Moore, and Elena Delle Donne were so good that they could be in the starting lineup of any NBA team. However, what makes Caitlin Clark a once-in-a-generation talent is not just how good she is or how many threes she could pull off in a game, but the attention that she brought to women's basketball. Long before Caitlin Clark became a household name, legends and veterans alike, Allie Quigley, Katie Smith, Sue Bird, Leilani Mitchell, Maya Moore, and Becky Hammon, just to name a few, dazzled fans with their range on the court. Even more recently, Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum have been more than decent with their range. But Caitlin has just been out of this world. Sabrina Ionescu holds the single-season record for most three-pointers made. Yet there is a general consensus that Caitlin, not Sabrina, is the female Steph Curry. Now, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, Jeff Teague, Stephen A. Smith, and a host of NBA stars and analysts have come out to publicly admit the Steph Curry similarity.
This girl is the best in the world on a collegiate women's level. I don't care what anybody says. There's nobody better than her. She is a sensational talent, no question about it. She is the Steph Curry of women's basketball.
Now, we could go on and on about the praises that she has gotten, but the visibility that she brought to women's basketball is why she is a talent never seen before, and why she is the talk of everyone, from fans and critics alike. The 2024 WNBA regular season was the most watched in 24 years. While the playoffs were the most watched in 25 years. Critics have tried to discredit her influence and even her talent. WNBA players and legends have called her a bully, a player that brings nothing to the table besides the ability to shoot three-pointers, and a white damsel in distress. Yet what better proof that's all jealousy than the multiple records that she broke in her first year, and the decline in WNBA ratings when she is not playing. Throughout her rookie season, Caitlin Clark generated 45.2% of all points produced by the Indiana Fever, and to better understand how outrageous that is, she has a better offensive load than every single player in the WNBA and the NBA aside from Luka Doncic. Her first playoff game delivered 1.8 million views, while Game 2 delivered 2.5 million views, making it the most watched WNBA game ever on cable. Both games had more viewers than the record-breaking average viewership record of the 2023 WNBA Finals. Now, for what it is worth, while several critics, including WNBA players and veterans, have chosen to discredit Caitlin Clark's talent and influence, some WNBA legends and Hall of Famers have come to her defense. In fact, one in particular dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark. Defenders among legends. After struggling in the first few games of her WNBA career, the critics were fast to call Caitlin Clark a bust. WNBA Hall of Famer Lisa Leslie was one of the few to come to her aid, even going as far as to mock her critics after the Indiana Fever guard got back to her best. Now I'm just laughing at all the folks who thought it was going to take her some time to adjust. I told y'all, said Lisa Leslie. Now, when it felt like it was a debatable thing to call Caitlin Clark the Rookie of the Year, 13-time All-Star Sue Bird was one of the first to publicly pronounce her as the 2024 Rookie of the Year. The four-time WNBA champion came to the defense of Caitlin Clark multiple times, even going as far as to call her three-point an antidote to dunking. Sue Bird did not shy away from crediting the Indiana Fever guard for the incredible changes it has experienced since she was drafted. For the remainder of time, Caitlin will go down as whatever you want to call it, the one who made the change, this pivotal person. She will 100%, said Sue Bird. Now, Indiana Fever legend and 2011 WNBA MVP Tamika Catchings was also one of the only few WNBA legends and players to directly call out Kennedy Carter's cheap shot on Caitlin Clark. According to the 2012 Finals MVP, she called out the play, the referees in the league for not protecting Caitlin before praising her professionalism in the face of the adversity that she was being put through. I was at that game. I was really surprised that they didn't look at it and that they just kept it moving. That is not a basketball play. There is a lot of weight on her shoulders, and she's handling it very well. Now, shockingly, another name that has come out to support the rookie has been Breanna Stewart, even though they have history that goes back to being foes. Foe to fan. In the past few months, two-time WNBA MVP Breanna Stewart has had a change of tone in how she talks about Caitlin Clark. In recent news, she has praised Caitlin Clark for the attention she has brought to the WNBA and for helping the league grow in popularity. She has even gone out of her way to defend the Rookie of the Year from the WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert after her name and rivalry with Angel Reese were used to drive up some racial narratives. More recently, she confessed that Caitlin Clark is a great player who has range like no other.
You know, Caitlin, the way that she's just coming and continuing to kind of get Indiana kind of back where they were as far as the attendance and stuff like that. You know, like she has range like no other.
Which, to be honest, is common knowledge, but coming from her after several attempts to belittle Caitlin's achievement is shocking. The New York Liberty superstar made a bold claim that Caitlin Clark shouldn't be in the GOAT conversation for women's basketball because she didn't win any national championships during her college career. In her defense, Stewart won 4 consecutive national championships at UConn, while Caitlin Clark went to 2 consecutive national championships, but never won a title. Now, for what it is worth, 4 consecutive championships should definitely be the standard. However, it is important to remember that Breanna Stewart played for a team and coach that had won 6 championships in the previous decade, including 3 consecutive championships and 3 unbeaten runs. While Caitlin played for a team that only made it to the Final Four 3 times and the finals just twice, all thanks to Caitlin Clark. I mean, while Breanna has the rings to belittle Caitlin's individual achievement when she is being added to the GOAT conversation, it is important to note that she chose not to commit to Syracuse and build a championship program in her hometown like Caitlin Clark tried to do with the Iowa Hawkeyes. Besides, the multiple individual records that Caitlin broke in college grant her a solid case to be in that conversation. Even NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal has come out to publicly call Caitlin Clark the greatest female college basketball player ever. Caitlin Clark is the all-time leading scorer in men or women in Division I college basketball history, and she is the only player in Division I history with at least 3,800 points, 1,000 assists, and 950 rebounds. The guard is the only player in NCAA Division I history in women's or men's to lead her conference in scoring and assists for 4 straight seasons. Caitlin broke the all-time conference record in assists while leading the nation in both points and assists. She is, in fact, the first NCAA Division I player, man or woman, to make 200 three-pointers in a single season, breaking the record that was previously held by Steph Curry. Now, she obviously is not as accomplished as Breanna Stewart was in college. The power forward not only won 4 consecutive championships, but was named the Final Four's most outstanding player a record 4 times, and was a 3-time consensus National Player of the Year. She is the collegiate GOAT by all standards, but her initial attempt to discredit Caitlin's individual accomplishment was just unfair. Fortunately, she seems to have come around after witnessing firsthand what the young guard is capable of after playing against her in the league. But very recently, she dropped a warning for the rookie after winning the WNBA championship. Warning, and Caitlin's response. Breanna Stewart recently led the New York Liberty to win against the Minnesota Lynx in the 2024 WNBA Championship. The 30-year-old power forward who was named in the All-WNBA first team was instrumental in Liberty's first championship in franchise history. In any case, just immediately after winning the title, Breanna Stewart sent out a warning to the rest of the league, and Caitlin Clark in particular, that the New York Liberty are aiming to go back-to-back, and not even the highly rated rookie could stand in their way. A bold claim, to be honest, but Caitlin and the Indiana Fever's front office have been working hard behind the scenes to respond to her in the 2025 WNBA season. The team has sacked its head coach, Christy Sides, after a season with an even 2020 record, but an early playoff exit. According to Fever president of basketball operations, Kelly Krauskopf, the decision to let Christy Sides go after just 2 seasons was to remain bold and assertive in their pursuit of the team's goals, which include maximizing the team's talent and bringing another WNBA championship back to Indiana. So far, the team has appointed Stephanie White as head coach for the upcoming season. White, a former Indiana Fever player, helped lead the Fever to their first WNBA championship as an assistant coach in 2012 and to a WNBA final in 2014 as a first-year head coach, and would be hoping to help Caitlin and the Fevers get back at Breanna Stewart and the New York Liberty. It sure is about to be a very competitive and interesting season. In any case, a lot of fans are patiently waiting for Caitlin's response to Breanna Stewart's statement in the upcoming season, and according to a user's comment, Caitlin only beat Breanna once last season. It would be interesting to see how she can handle facing the legend next season. Another user commented, a championship in just her second season should definitely cement her place in the GOAT convo. Now, if you enjoyed this video, then the next video on your screen is also worth your time.